Yes, shall we crash onwards to Richard Jewell?
During the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, a backpack full of nail-filled pipe bombs was left in a public area with the intention of causing much death and mutilation. That the actual toll was relatively minor was due principally to the actions of a security guard who noticed the backpack and insisted on treating it seriously. That security guard was 29-year-old Richard Jewell, played by Paul Walter Hauser, though I now think he was described as being 33 years old. I don't know why that weird change, but anyway, who was instantly lauded as a hero. Jewell had little opportunity to enjoy his time in the spotlight though, as the ever-competent FBI decided that he fit the profile of a lone terrorist and began to build a case against him, though one with basically no evidence. In a particularly odious and unprofessional move, his status as a suspect is leaked to the press and the media tries to destroy Jewell. After a belated awakening to the fact that the FBI are not his friends, and that his rights are being treated as if they didn't exist, Jewell calls Sam Rockwell's Watson Bryant, the only lawyer he knows, and in fact the only person at one previous workplace that treated him with any dignity. Bryant begins to build a defence. Well, he would if there's anything to defend, more just proves that the FBI's case has as much substance as a breath, but it is continually hampered by the fact that wannabe cop Jewell insists on helping the law enforcement agents who are trying to send him to the electric chair, until a thoroughly disillusioned Jewell finally stands up for himself and the FBI investigation into him is formally ended. Richard Jewell feels like a companion piece to director Clint Eastwood's earlier Sully, a solid drama about a hero turned suspect, but in contrast to the 2016 film, which filled a 96-minute running time with about 76 minutes of content, there's plenty of meat this time around. It's not surprising that the director of Eastwood's calibre can attract such a talented cast, and Sam Rockwell and Kathy Bates are particularly compelling in their roles. But the revelation here is the relatively unknown Paul Walter Hauser, probably best known prior to this for playing the super-duper extra especially competent CIA-trained hitman in I, Tonya. Jewell seems tailor-made to be made fun of. A clown in the mould of Paul Blart or Seth Rogen's Ronnie in Observe and Report, but Hauser portrays a remarkably sympathetic character, foolish rather than stupid. It's easy to share Sam Rockwell's lawyer's frustration at his desire to help the FBI hang him, while at the same time appreciating his lifelong and unquestioning faith in law enforcement. While John Hamm's FBI agent seems unnecessarily antagonistic, most of the characters feel believable, and even if you know the outcome, it's a compelling tale. There is a serious black mark in this film, though, that must be addressed, and that is the seemingly entirely unfounded assertion that Olivia Wilde's Kathy Scruggs, the journalist who broke the story of Jewell being a suspect in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, offered sex for tips to FBI agents, specifically here John Hamm's Tom Shaw. Scruggs died in 2001, so can't defend herself, but it seems more than a little hypocritical that a film that condemns the character assassination of a suspect would commit the same crime against this one reporter. That aside, Eastwood has shown time and again how efficient he can be as a storyteller and with well-realised characters, and so it is again here. Richard Jewell isn't a masterpiece, but is a solidly entertaining drama with an excellent central performance.
Yeah, that sex for stories angle was why I'd put this into my bozo bin since it's been out, and wasn't all that enthusiastic about catching up with it. Overall, I would say I did actually like the film, but I can't give it a pass on that. It is, as best as anyone can tell, entirely made up. And even if Olivia Wilde saying, "Oh, I did my research and I think it's true," it's like, well, you're an actress, not an actual journalist. And yeah, it's pretty disgusting, and also seems to kind of fit in with. It's a very Clint Eastwood politics kind of thing to do, especially given that that journalist character is the one that is pretty much the focal point of actual disdain for the film. It seems it goes out of its way to make that character odious for no reason, and it seems like a very Clint Eastwood thing to do for no good reason, and it only hurts the film. Doesn't really have anything to do with anything that's the actual central point of it, which is the injustice that is served upon Richard Jewell by the FBI. So why not make the FBI the actual bad guys in it? Which To be fair, it does, but it should really be the actual system that's grinding him down that is perhaps the point of the film, rather than this journalist. And I know it's being done for dramatic effect to kind of have the whole media being on trial as well by reducing it to that one character, but it's not fair to do it by just assassinating the character of a dead woman. Yes, that pretty major point aside, the rest of it, I would say, I agree completely. Really great acting performances by everyone. Always great to see Sam Rockwell. Ham, as well as particularly odious Kathy Bates, is great. But yeah, Paul Waterhouse are very, very sympathetic performance as well. Even when there's points where you're screaming at him, going, "All cops are bastards! Haven't you realised this now? Stop doing this!" But yeah, he is just so sympathetic and so pure of motive. It's hard not to be on his side. And yeah, overall, you can't argue with the actual points that the film makes about the injustice and the rush to judge him in the court of public opinion as well before he could get his day in court, which of course never came because the whole case was bollocks anyway. Yes, so overall, a film I did actually quite enjoy, but yes, with that one major black mark aside.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing Paul Waterhouse in something else too, because, like I said, he really, it's a character set up to be a clown.
Yeah.
An object of pity at best, and certainly the way it's played, it's so much better than that. It's when he starts like almost hanging himself by the things he's saying to the FBI, he's like, you're not saying, "Oh, what an idiot." It's like, "Oh, please, Richard, stop. Don't do that to yourself," because you care about the character. Because, I mean, as I said, he's not stupid. He's just foolish and misguided. He does finally use the brains he has to realise, oh, right, I see. Okay, not my friends. And I didn't actually realise. I knew he was vaguely familiar, but I couldn't think what it was he was in. I realised actually it was I, Tonya not so long ago.
Yeah.
It's the main thing I knew him from. But he's really, really good.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him in more stuff.
Yes. Apparently he has a very minor role in Defy Bloods, which we'll get to the next couple of weeks, I would think. So
interesting.